Stop! Oh my God. It's always psytrance. It's always psytrance, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, you weren't expecting that? All right, let's talk about South Florida. South Florida man shot 2 Israelis he thought were Palestinians, cops say. Now, this is somewhat of a ridiculous story because initially they thought that the 2 Israelis that were shot, they thought that they were shot by someone who is of Palestinian descent, okay? The victims, who were Israeli tourists, right after being shot, took to social media to chant, "Death to Arabs," okay? Anyway, let's watch the story and let's figure out if it was actually a Palestinian person who shot these Israeli tourists.
Story you'll only see on Local 10. 2 men were shot at more than a dozen times while driving on Miami Beach. Tonight, we hear from those victims. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter is live on Miami Beach with the exclusive. Bridget.
And it's truly a miracle that these 2 were not seriously hurt. They say that while they were driving, they were randomly attacked, a man shooting off as many as 17 shots at their car.
This is the mugshot for 27-year-old Mordecai Brafman. He's accused of shooting at 2 men in my...
I'm glad I prefaced this with the guys were like, oh, Palestinian terrorists attacked us, which is crazy because the article itself, I think, like what they posted, it literally features a guy who shot them. And his name is Mordecai, which is not a common Palestinian name. Just gonna put that out there. All right. Mordecai Brafman, 28. Why does he look so smug in the mugshot? I do not know. Oh, I think he thought that they were Palestinian too.
Miami Beach Saturday.
That's the reason, ironically enough.
Evening.
There was a truck passing next to him. Right on him. Boom, 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 boom. Then he just randomly started shooting it.
Ari Rive was shot in the shoulder. He spoke to us with help from his cousin to translate. He says he and his father were randomly attacked while driving off Alton Road, the 2 visiting from Israel. Video shows their car riddled with bullets. Police say 17 shots were fired.
He put the window down from the driver's seat and just blasted them.
Ari was hit in the shoulder. The bullet still lodged in his body following the attack.
After they took off, he tried shooting them from the back of their car. Bullet went through right next to him, right next to his ear because he was the driver. And he was holding his dad's head because he thought the dad got shot in the head.
Surveillance video shows the men trying to get help from a nearby business. The suspect was quickly arrested. In the arrest form, it says Brafman.
He saw 2 Palestinians and shot and killed both. That's why he has that fucking smug ass face in the mugshot, by the way. It is literally the real life Spider-Man pointing finger at each other meme. This dude thought he saw a bunch of Mizrahi Jews who were literally visiting from fucking Israel and thought, oh, look at these goddamn Arabs. They must be Palestinian, pro-Palestinian Arabs. They must be Muslims. And he just started in the most Florida man way possible, blasting. Yeah, 17 shots, 17 close range shots and only 1 hit. He's IDF for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My man said, oh, my bad. I thought we were in fucking the West Bank. He said to himself, sorry, I was going to spit, but it was too far for me to spit. And some of the spittle might actually get caught in my own car. So I chose the blast instead. The other side of the story that's crazy is they also thought that the dude shooting them was Palestinian or Arab. My father and I went through a murder attempt against anti-Semitic background. They tried to murder us in the heart of Miami, but the creator of the world is with us, so he didn't go. I want to say thank you to everyone for their support, and it is not taken for granted with Israel live. Death to the Arabs. Y'all are so fucking brain dead, dude. What an insane situation. What is this? However bad you thought the Daily Telegraph anti-Semitic stunt was, it's probably way worse, and here's proof. See for yourself why this needs to be reported. Oh, this is the Australian story that I wanted to talk about.
There are claims tonight of a media stunt intended to catch out a Palestine-supporting Sydney restaurant. The owner of Cairo Takeaway in the inner west says his staff were targeted by a hidden camera setup in a bid to get them saying something inflammatory relating to the conflict in Gaza.
What began as a simple takeaway order, a cup of hibiscus tea for the man in the white shirt and hat, ended in confrontation.
Is there any evidence the parties involved are Zionists? Does evidence not point to the man who was manning the gun that fired? Passive voice intended, by the way, is an asmonis. What? I can't understand what kind of joke you're trying to make there. Yes, the American Jewish guy that thought that he saw Palestinians and thought that he killed them was pro-Israel. Yes. It's not simply because he's Jewish that I'm making this assertion. I'm making this assertion because he shot two Arab-looking people thinking that they were Palestinians, and he also shot them and thought that he killed them.
Outside.
And I'll do exactly what you did to me, filming.
Danielle Gusmaroli is a reporter from the Daily Telegraph. With her is a camera crew and a Jewish man who ordered the tea. Workers at Cairo Takeaway in Newtown say a staff member served him just like they would any other customer, but he tried to provoke them. Employees were too afraid to speak on camera, but told 10 News First the customer said,
"Am I upsetting you being here?" And she said, "No, I'm just asking you what you want." He says, "Because I'm Jewish."
Staff claim when the waitress walked away outside, she became aware the customer was with a camera crew and she began filming.
Who comes into a restaurant and asks me a question about this gentleman who I don't even know?
In what's alleged to be an organised stunt that didn't go to plan.
We are a small corner restaurant in Newtown that is proud to stand in solidarity with this community, which is why I believe we were targeted and harassed by a male on Tuesday.
If this incident was a setup gone wrong, it paints an ugly picture.
Oh,
the owner
does it?
here has made accusations that these journalists...
Does it? How many of these fucking stories have happened? Like, what do you mean? Always the same principle, too. Person walks into like a cafe or whatever, starts freaking the fuck out after seeing like anyone that is wearing a keffiyeh or anyone that like even resembles a person of Arab descent. And then luckily for everybody involved, there are a million different smartphones with cameras everywhere. So they usually film the entire fucking process. Obviously, the parties that want to claim anti-Semitism will always be like, oh, they attacked me because I'm Jewish. They attacked me because I'm Jewish. No, they didn't attack you. You attacked them. The fuck do you mean? It happened in like, what was it? Like Panera.
Tried to manufacture a story and stoke
Who is
division.
they? They is literally anyone and everyone. Could be a Mexican dude that happens to look kind of Arab. Could be a dude wearing a shirt that says, say yes to peace. They could be a child's artwork in the form of a quilt in the fucking UN headquarters that says, give peace a chance. Okay? Could be a pregnant lady at a Panera. It seems insane when I say this. These are all real instances of this exact same thing happening. They could be a bunch of people literally in a drum circle singing Kumbaya as a lady stands in front of them claiming that they're not scared because they're wearing a t-shirt that they drew the Star of David on. And the people want nothing to do with this lady.
At a time when tension in the community is already high. It's still not clear if this is indeed the case.
We will not be bullied. It's now a police matter and hopefully they treat this matter quite seriously.
Police have formally requested a copy of the footage, while 10 News First has made repeated efforts to clarify these allegations with News Corp today, but our calls and emails were not returned. We also tried to contact the customer. Taylor Ryan for 10 News First.
Anyway, there's more
Tuesday
coverage.
afternoon and Cairo Takeaway cafe is buzzing when a man wearing a Star of David cap walks in and orders a hibiscus tea. He moves to the back of the cafe wearing glasses with a camera. He turns them on and he leaves, following the female staff member who served him. They're at the door when the man in the cap speaks up. The alleged conversation relayed to the cafe's chef.
"Am I upsetting you being here?" And she said, "No, I'm just asking you what you want." He says, "Because I'm Jewish."
Seconds later, a senior journalist from the Daily Telegraph enters with her photographer and allegedly asks the same female server, "Have you got a problem with the man with the white cap?" She says,
Wow, $150 million in Knesset grants for better Hasbara in the year 2025. This is the best we got. That's crazy. That is crazy. Here's an expose on the Cairo Takeaway stunt, building anti-Semitism one caper at a time. They were offended by a mural by a famous artist there. He is rocked up at pro-Pal protest to cause trouble. Within 2 days, 2 Muslims were attacked in Sydney. One of them was pregnant. Literally nothing in the media. At the same time, well-known Lebanese artist meant to represent Australia at Venice Biennale was dropped, breaking all normal processes. It's so strange, dude. It's like, oh, you just start shit. You try to cry bully your way out of it, even if it's just like a genuinely failed attempt. But the administrators still follow through on the process and just like excommunicate pro-Palestinian or even fucking any kind of like Arab association that they might have had. It's insane. I guess it's like very similar to the way that conservatives operated for years to create perceived victimhood. This is all this is. People who are pro-Israel are just fucking conservative. That's it. And they cry bully in the same exact fucking way. It's the same shit. Like, you go to a protest, you get as annoying as you possibly can be, you pull up a fucking phone camera and you film it and you go, see, they're attacking me. The only difference, on the other hand, is that when white conservative men do this, everybody goes, okay, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, stop crying. Okay, the fuck are you talking about? But because anti-Semitism is a real issue and Jewish people are still in the Western world a marginalized identity, there's a lot more motion in progressive circles that towards this sort of thing, and people actually do treat it seriously and not regard it in the same fucking way that they would if it was like a white Christian guy being like, Christianity is under attack. You see, they're being gay in my vicinity. It's the same reactionary principle, however. Okay, that's the only difference. And the negative consequences of this, that for some weird reason, Jewish Zionists do not fucking recognize, is that you're just undermining a very real problem with anti-Semitism by diluting the pool with ridiculous bullshit like this. And I don't know why ultra-Zionist, Zionist Jewish people in the Western world think that their allegiance with Gentile fascists will hold. I don't know why they think this. I genuinely do not understand why they are so confident that, like, the Gentiles will not inevitably go back to the old ways. It is shocking. Last Tuesday morning, Israeli-Australian Birnbaum donned his white Star of David cap, white t-shirt, and a prominent Star of David necklace on his chest, and headed to Cairo Takeaway with Daily Telegraph journalist Danielle Guzmerali and a camera person in tow, ostensibly seeking evidence that there is a crisis of anti-Semitism in Sydney, including in the inner West. An internal Telegraph plan revealed by Crikey last week indicated that he would be wearing video glasses. But Birnbaum has since denied using them, although it appears he has used the glasses to covertly record police officers in the past. Guzmerali and other News Corp reporters acquainted with Birnbaum because they have previously used him as a source. The plan referred to him as an undercover Jewish man. News Corp chose Cairo Takeaway for its covert journalism because its owner, Hashem El-Masri, is well known for his support for Palestine. If there was any doubt, a large mural in Palestinian colors by well-known artist Scotty Marsh is featured on the laneway wall behind the restaurant. Undercover, by the way. On Sunday, Cairo Takeaway organized the Gadigal de Gaza fundraiser for Palestine at the Factory Theatre in Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's seat of Grandler? I don't know how to say that. Birnbaum has served hibiscus tea. He ordered the Cairo Takeaway. He started interrogating the staff about their attitude to his Jewishness. By then, the restaurant staff had tweaked to the media presence, and the sting, rather than being a successful hit, turned into an embarrassment. The Telegraph duo found themselves publicly accused of divisive journalism as they retreated up the street. That evening, a detailed account of the Bosch undercover hit was published on social media. The Sydney Morning Herald and other outlets took up the story. Owner Hashem El-Masri alleged that Birnbaum made a series of provocative comments to staff in an attempt to spark an argument. Our staff members were subjected to a deliberate orchestrated incident at our establishment, he told SMH. The Cairo Takeaway Instagram account attracted thousands of comments, including some from people who claimed that Birnbaum had previously tried to provoke them at pro-Palestinian protests. Birnbaum has hired prominent defamation lawyer Rebecca Giles, who threatened to sue El-Masri if the statements on his Cairo Takeaway Instagram account were not removed by late Friday. The statements remain unchanged. Birnbaum has described those statements as wholly incorrect and scandalously false. What is this? One of the weirdest stories regarding anti-Semitism in Australia. Story barely makes sense. Dual caravan as it happened. Brisbane Times. Dual caravan as it happened. Police under pressure to make arrest. Jewish community believes puppet masters still at large. Pressure is mounting on NSW police to make arrests over apparent plot to target a Sydney synagogue with stolen mining explosives, and the number of anti-Semitic attacks across the city grows. But authorities are defending the decision to keep the potential threat to the community secret for 10 days, despite criticism from Jewish groups and leaders. Here's everything you need to know as we wrap up our coverage for the night. A Dural local discovered and moved an abandoned caravan left on Derrywong Road on January 19th. When the local looked inside and discovered explosives, they called the police. Inside the caravan, police found a note with an address of a Sydney synagogue. The amount of power gel explosives discovered could create a 40-meter blast wave. Police said the explosives were believed to have been stolen from a mining site. More than 100 police officers have been assigned to the investigation. Police have arrested several people over recent anti-Semitic attacks across Sydney under Strike Force Pearl, but none over the explosives. Police believe the apparent plot is linked to be orchestrated attacks directed by people above the alleged perpetrators arrested so far. Jewish groups believe the puppet masters behind the violence are yet to be apprehended. Both police and the state government have defended their decision to stay quiet on the investigation despite criticism from the Jewish community. Police Commissioner Karen Webb said the caravan investigation has been compromised when details were leaked to the media, triggering a succession of scrambled police and government press conferences. Two people arrested on the periphery of this investigation, Tammy Ferrugia and her partner Scott Marshall, had already been arrested under Strike Force Pearl. A third person allegedly named on a police warrant alongside the couple. None of these three people have been charged over the explosives. The owner of the caravan is in police custody but has not been charged in relation to this incident. He was previously arrested for other alleged offending, police said. Prime Minister Albanese paralleled the perpetrators of anti-Semitic attacks cowards who would be hunted down and locked up as he defended his government's handling of the matter. They reported in an article that police found a cache of like 40-year-old bombs to try and spread more anti-Arab hate. I mean, this doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever, especially considering a guy stole the caravan. The two people arrested have nothing to do with the van. They're just weird druggos who apparently have done anti-Semitic graffiti. Albanese has faced calls from the coalition to reveal when he was briefed on the caravan investigation and why details of the suspected terror plot were not made public. Keep reading the other story, it gets worse. Last week, Birnbaum closed his LinkedIn account and switched off his Offer from Instagram account, which he has more than 4,000 followers. He grew up in Israel, served in the IDF. According to his recently deleted Instagram account, he graduated from Rupin Academic Center in Israel. By 2021, he was in Australia working as an AI consultant. AI. He joined a multinational human resources development sources company, Dayforce, as a solutions architect. As soon as Israel's war in Gaza began following Hamas' October 7 accounts, Birnbaum became intensely involved in campaigning in support of Israel and Australia. He has been designated as a friend by right-wing Australian Jewish Association and is campaigning with Advance Australia to starve the Greens and Teals of preferences by putting them last in all elections. Birnbaum has also been an active committee member in Together with Israel when it was founded in October 2023 and represented them as a motivational speaker with the message, one nation, one heart, one land. Birnbaum was one of the organizers of a rally by Together with Israel in December 2024. Speakers of the rally included Rabbi Benjamin Elton, Great Synagogue Sydney Senator Dave Sharma, Wallara Maya, Sarah Swan, and Ofer Birnbaum himself. Campaigning for better councils, rallies galore. Meanwhile, Birnbaum was attending lots of rallies in Sydney, Melbourne, photographing Greens and other activists. He was at the Supreme Court when the Palestine Action Group was appealing against the police refusal to permit to a march. He was at Sydney University during the camp and protest. He even did his own graffiti there, which was captured on video. Stop! Oh my God. It's always psytrance. It's always psytrance, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, you weren't expecting that? Oh, sick, dude. He really did a number on this graffiti tunnel. Wait, why is he covering Colombia? What happened? What? Oh, because Israel's got smoke with Colombia too. That's true. On December 5th, as a protest was held across the road from the Great Synagogue at Elizabeth Street, Sydney, against the celebration for Israel Institute of Technology, the Technion. As Birnbaum approached the synagogue for the event, he pulled out an Israeli flag. He vigorously objected when the police assigned to the protest accused him of deliberately trying to provoke a confrontation. The flags, man. The fucking flag. Oh my God. In America they got the American flag with the Israeli flag side by side too. It's so funny. Anyway, the Jewish inventor of the pager. Someone made sure you'll do your BDS properly. Kaya, back up. Kaya, get away. Kaya, no. Oh my God, you're so annoying. Kaya, get up. Up, place. Hey, place. Come on. Up. Hey, up, place. You don't understand. She's standing right underneath my chair. I accidentally almost fucking broke her tail. And she's so goddamn heavy. I can't even move her with ease. No gods, no masters. I know. Have you reweighed her recently? I have not. The motherfuckers saying PETA are the type of motherfuckers whose dogs can't be around others. Yeah. Anyway, those were the two separate stories about the madness that has ensued. Is she a mix? I can't remember. Yes. Okay. Why do you think Israeli/Jewish Americans get so upset when people condemn Israel for their actions versus American attitude when Canadians boo the national anthem or shit talk America for imperial ideology? I mean, Americans get upset too when you do that. The only difference is there is no real bigotry that you can attach to in terms of like when I say fuck America, America's done awful shit around the world. Yeah, that is very frustrating for a lot of people who love America. The only difference there, however, is that the people that love America can't turn around and be like, well, you're being a real anti-American bigot. Or even if they were to say that, you laugh at those people. But the problem here is when you do that about Israel, people who love Israel turn around and go, oh, you hate Jews. Hating Jews is a real form of bigotry. So it's understandably taken more seriously than when someone says, oh, you hate America, you're anti-American. You understand?